Hi, it's Olga. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to create a pop-up card using some ornate frame dies from Special Moments collection by Marisa Job. Here are the names of the dies that I'm going to use. Miss You Swirl, Special Day Frame, Swirls Border, Wreath Elements and A2 Matin Basics B-Set. I'm going for 5.5 square card base, so I have pre-carded a piece of cardstock to 5.5 by 11 inches. A little trick here is I'm going to create a double fold. So I'm marking a center that is 5.5 inches, and then I'm placing that mark at halfway between the two score lines, and then I'm scoring at both sides of that mark. This way my card is going to be 1/8 of an inch deep, and this is going to allow me to add some bulk inside. Now I'm going to fold both scored lines, and I'm using a bone folder to create nice crisp folds. So here is what the card base looks like. Double fold also helps the card base to lay flat without opening up. This set is called Miss You Swirl, and now I'm going to die cut only the largest frame out of white cardstock. I'm using a magnetic platform that helps to keep the die in place, and then I'm running it through the die cut machine. Then I'm going to turn over the platform and run it through the machine again, and that will ensure that the intricate die is cut out properly. Next I'm going to clear out all the tiny little pieces, and then I'm going to die cut the rest of the elements. Here are the die cuts that I need. I need 2 of those large frames out of white cardstock, then 2 ivory circles, and then I have also die cut the 2 sentiments out of gold mirror cardstock. They are I love you and I miss you. You see those 2 swirls here, they are kind of mirrored, and I have decided that this is going to be the top of this little card. Now I'm placing the 2 die cuts back to back. It's a symmetrical image, so they are going to line up perfectly. Then I'm applying some liquid glue only to that part of the swirls that is going outside of the circle frame. And then I'm putting the 2 die cuts together. This way the 2 circles will be attached only at the top where those 2 swirls are. Then I'm going to stick down the 2 circles that are die cut out of ivory cardstock. I'm centering them on a frame and pressing them down to stick. And I will do it on both sides. Don't use any mounting tape or other dimensional adhesives, because this way the card will be almost impossible to close. Next I'm going to attach the sentiment. I'm using the grid on the mat as well as the ruler to line up the letters properly, and then I'm going to stick them down one by one using some liquid glue. I'm going to spell love you on one side and miss you on the other side. Then I'm going to use this flower and 2 leaves from Wreath Elements die set. I'm going all over the edges of the flower with Antique Linen Distress Oxide ink. Then I'm placing the flower die cut back into the die and stenciling through this hole to create the center of the flower. I'm going to attach the leaves as well as the flower right below the sentiment. Again, I would suggest not to use any dimensional flowers or other embellishments, because that might prevent the card from closing up completely. The outline images will work great though. To decorate the inside of the card, I'll be using this die set that is called Special Day Frame. I have created an open frame out of white cardstock, and now I'm going to use my scissors to trim it in half. Now I'd like to share a super handy technique for sticking the intricate die cuts. Applying the glue with an applicator would take a really long time, so instead I'm just squirting some glue on the craft mat and applying it with a sponge dauber. Then I'm wiping off the glue and just sticking the die cut to the project. That is a huge time saver to me, and actually I got that advice from one of my commenters. Carol, thank you so much. So now I have applied the glue the same way on the other half of the frame, and I'm sticking it to the other half of the card. I'm just trying not to overlap the folds with die cuts. This die is from Swirls border set. I will need 2 of those large swirls to attach them at both sides of the card. I'm using the daubing technique again. Just don't forget to clear off your craft mat, and also you have to rinse the sponge when you're finished. Those elongated rectangles are created with the A2 Metin Basics B set, and I'm sticking them again at both sides of the card, and this is where you can write your message or stamp it. I'm going to use the same die set, Special Day Frame, to decorate the front of the card. I'm actually going to use all the dies from the set. I'm going to layer them all on the front of the card, and I'm alternating white and ivory cardstocks. That is going to create a very subtle variation of color. I have the sentiment die cut out of gold mirror cardstock, and I'm sticking it right in the center of the card. Then I'm going to add the same leaves and a flower that I used on the inside of the card. Again, try not to add any extra bulk on the outside, because the card should lay flat when opened. Then I'm placing my mini circle card onto the scoring board, and I'm making a score line right where those 2 swirls are at the bottom of the card. Then I'm going to fold them outwards, and I'm going to use those 2 swirls to attach this card to the inside of the bigger card. I'm applying the liquid glue only to those swirls, and then I'm going to place the card right in the center, attaching the ends at the same distance from the central fold. That finishes my project, and you can see that the card lays flat when closed, and it creates a pop of dimension when you open it up. I really hope you enjoyed the project and found some of the tips and techniques useful. I wish you all a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you again really soon.